It's late spring here in central Victoria, Australia, being the 12th of November, not the 12th, the 16th. And I want to focus on having more of a slow camera pan so that I don't get dizzy when I watch the video back. It's amazing what 3 to 4 weeks does to the garden when things start warming up. Last video, a lot of plants were much smaller and everything has bloomed since. So today, being the 16th of November, is going to be a maximum of 19, minimum of 8. The sun is rising at 6:05 a.m. and setting at 8:12 p.m. I mulched this area yesterday and planted a succulent which I have completely forgotten the name of, but it gets a little cute pink flower. I'll walk over there and have a look in a minute. And this dragon's blood succulent, I'm hoping will fill this whole area. So it already has a little pink flower. I just took a cutting from another plant in town and it slowly grew over winter. So I potted it out yesterday. I'm really enjoying those foxgloves. I believe they give the garden a fantasy feel. And the wattle birds are also enjoying them. This jasmine is flowering. It really likes the heat. It's a slow growing jasmine. A Chinese variety, I believe. I've had a head cold, so apparently the garden is just filled with perfume at the moment, mainly thanks to those sweet peas. But unless I put my nose right up to them, I'm not enjoying them at the moment, unfortunately. The snapdragons continue to flower, though a lot of them are now spent, and I'm guessing very soon I will have to cut them down, cut them back. This rose seems to have died, which I'm really surprised about. I'm not sure why. I thought I was giving it enough water. So I might flood it and see if anything comes back, and if not, I'll get a new rose perhaps. Just remembering to move the camera very slowly. We have some small pears already. I'm excited about this oak leaf hydrangea having 2 flower heads on it. The hosta there is new, Blue Angel I think, but I still want to move this hosta forward and put a really big blue hosta there. I just can't find a big blue hosta at the nurseries. I pruned the box yesterday and I'm thinking about taking that fence down. I think visually it will look better. The reason why it's there is to keep the chooks out, the chickens, but they seem to be contained now on the south side of the house, so perhaps I can take that fence down and this area will look much better, I think. The foxgloves are just a bit of a showstopper. We had a very late frost on the 12th of November and a few plants suffered for it, including these nasturtiums. But they didn't die, so that's good. This lemon is a Maya and it's very slow growing, but it looks reasonably healthy. The Banksia rose is spent now and I gave it a prune yesterday to reshape it. I have a space here. There's thyme and forget-me-nots, and I'm wondering if I need to plant something here or just let those two meet. I've never grown pansies before and they just seem to keep going. I got them in the autumn and they did well all winter. I'm guessing they might die off in summer when it gets really hot. I guess I'll find out, and perhaps these buddleias can then have a bit more nutrients. The idea with these buddleias is to get some nice perfume against the front door or the back door, and then plant them out perhaps in the autumn or early winter. My chickens did get in and totally ruined my new calendula plantings. So this calendula was all orange, but I pulled a lot of that out and have put in red, different shades of orange calendula. The chickens got in and scratched everything out, but a few survived, so I'm hoping it will be okay. You cannot leave a gate open around here or the chickens are in destroying my garden. I've got a candlelight hydrangea cutting I took and it's liking that position. This is Pink Sunday salvia. The snowball viburnum is doing a good job of growing up, which is exactly what I want it to do. I want it to get to the gutter up there. I like the camellia's shape. I just need to do some light pruning to keep that shape, I think, over the summer. I was looking at past pictures, and this tuja has actually grown a fair bit. It used to be more narrow and a bit shorter, so that's really good. Here I have a moonflower vine, which I'm hoping will grow all over this fence in the summer. I think it's liking the position, but they do like heat, and in my opinion it's been quite a cold spring. We have had a couple of warm, even hot days, but the other days have been cold. So we need heat to get some of these plants thriving. This rose I cut right to the ground, and it has grown a lot since the last video. It is absolutely chockers with what are they called? Those green suckers. And we do have lady beetles, but they're around the front on the other roses, so they need to move over here because there's an absolute feast for them here. More sweet peas here. And two more moonflower vines. The idea is that when the sweet peas finish, the moonflower will grow up that trellis and take their place. That's the theory. We'll see if it happens in practice. This is a Hercules hydrangea, a paniculata, I think. It's looking a lot stronger. It was quite a young plant when I put it in. Put it in at the end of summer. And this oak leaf hydrangea is looking really good. I want to plant something here, but I'm not sure what, so that's just a space at the moment. There's a lot happening in this bed. Foxgloves, sunflowers that have just, most of them are volunteers. There's one that I planted and the others are volunteers. A Sarah Bernhardt Oriental lily. Peony tubers. This one took ages to come up, but it has come up. This is a gomphrena, and I've got a few of them around the place, but if you look underneath, they've all been ring-barked by slaters, which is really frustrating, but I think they might survive, some of them. Some of them have died. I need to set beard traps. The daffodils here have died down, and I need to pull a lot of them out because they were just too much. The wattle birds are loving these flowers, getting the nectar. This cafe au lait dahlia, I think might have a bit of fungus, but it's kind of still looking good and vigorous, and it is getting taller every hour, it seems. The ranunculus are almost spent, and I'm looking forward to this. This is a breadseed poppy, and I've got another one over there which I need to thin out a bit more, I think. More sunflowers and snow peas, sweet peas. Another willy, and this peony I planted at the same time as the other one, but it is more advanced. I think it gets more sun there. A very pretty Iceland poppy that was a volunteer, and I did think it was a weed, but I wasn't sure, so I left it, and I'm glad I did. It got very close to being pulled out. I think this is a English lavender, and it's a very pretty one. I like the structure of it. More snapdragon still flowering, and a Sunday phrase hydrangea in danger of being shaded out by sunflowers, so I might just trim a couple of those leaves. And hiding in here is another moonflower vine. Same theory, it will replace the snow peas when they're done. Not snow peas, sweet peas. I've got some pots here. This pelargonium I'm excited about because the flowers change from pink to white as they age, and I've got a few of them around the place. This gardenia has had a couple of blooms already. And I think this pot will look better. It just got affected by the frost. So this is a canna I grew from seed, and some coleus and a nasturtium I transplanted. I think this is called cotton lavender, and it's about to flower. This and that one are Angel's fishing rods. they both have flower heads on them now. The blue fescue grasses that I divided have all survived and have little flowers on them now. They'll look good when they fill out a bit. The peony did flower, and absolutely beautiful, but what I learned is the flowers don't last long if there's a bit of warmth and wind. So a friend gave me a good tip. She says she always picks hers and they can last for 2 weeks in the vase. So I'll do that next season if I'm lucky enough to get flowers again. So I've planted a few more things around here. 2 Shasta daisies, which are still young, very young seedlings. So they're taking a while to establish. And then yesterday I went around on a planting spree, sick of my young sprouts. This is rose campion. I'm hoping nothing will eat it and it will continue to survive. And 3 small geraniums. I just thought rather than potting them up, I'll plant them in and see how they go. Hopefully nothing will eat them. Over here, same thing. Some what's called desert hollyhock, which is a very hardy plant with a very pretty orange flower. So, and more rose campion here. The echium has filled out a bit since last video, and yesterday I pruned the Hardenbergia, so it's got a nice neat shape. The miscanthus is growing, filling out a bit too. I've done a lot of editing in this garden. This chamomile used to go right up to the hydrangeas, so I pulled all of that out and just left a border at the very front of the garden. I transplanted some ranunculus from the pot to here, and this one survived no problems, but the others, well, one has already died back and the others have not coped as well, but I'm hoping they'll come back next spring. This white ball hydrangea is flowering nicely. the Magical Revolution has got some flowers promising. So I planted some stock in here and some gomphrena, and again, sick of looking after the seedlings, I planted some Lysianthus, and I'm really hoping that they survive and are not eaten by the Slater bugs, because they took a very long time to sprout and to even get that size, like months. Apparently they are slow to start and then they take off, but haven't got to the taking off bit yet. So these ranunculus and some double petaled stock, which are quite pretty. I don't know how they go with reseeding, but I hope I can. I like the look of them. Are full of flower and a nice perfume, if you can smell. Our grape is looking really good. We were worried that we cut it too hard back, but it's looking the best it's ever looked. I'm trying to talk a bit louder too, because I can't be bothered buying a microphone. And it is hard to hear when I play this back. Not that I have anything really important to say. Another one of those geraniums. Actually it's a pelargonium. I was looking at some old photos of this garden. My God, it was a mess. And it is looking so much better, and I'm hopeful it will just continue with all the things I've replanted when they fill out. Got some more rose campion up here. I hope that does okay. Not rose campion, the geranium. One day I might pull out these majorum and oreganos and put something else there, but they survive there very well. So they'll do for now. The wisteria flowers are completely spent. These two Sunday Phrase hydrangeas I have high hopes for, but we'll have to keep the water up to them. I need to put an irrigation system in here, but I am finding the irrigation system on the front bed is taking me a very long time. I'm kind of weeding and trimming as I go, so it makes it even longer. I've been lucky with the rain, but that's about to stop and the heat will rise. So the irrigation needs to become a priority. I really like these geums. I trimmed the Westringia, reshaped it yesterday. It will be exciting when these two Sunday Phrase hydrangeas flower. Last video, this rose, a David Austin, was just in bud, and now there are 1,000 blooms on it in just 3 or 4 weeks. And this buddleia has just shot up. So this is the irrigation system that I think I'm about halfway through finished. Between weeding, trimming and planting, I need to thin out these 2 massive bushes of breadseed poppy. Yeah, it's taking me a long time. The smoke bush looks amazing. I also need to trim off that high branch, reshape it a little. And this hebe, I'm not a great fan of hebes, but this one has a lovely purple flower, and it makes a good backdrop to this black and bloom salvia. Black-eyed Susan looks healthy, or Rebecca it is. These little cute daisies I'm really enjoying. And the slater bugs were eating the petals. I've caught a few with a petal in their mouth. So slater bugs, I really need to set some beer traps for them. Start fighting back. I did plant 2 gomphrena in this section, but the slater bugs completely destroyed them. Looking forward to this dahlia, bishop of whatever it is. These are canna I planted from seed, and with that very late frost they got damaged, but they are definitely surviving. And I had some zinnia in here, also affected by frost, so some will survive and some will die. The straw flower was fine. Have planted in small seedlings or sprout stage really of cleome in this garden, so hopefully the slaters won't get at them. And here's this hebe up close. It's quite pretty. Hebes kind of sit there doing nothing. I guess they provide a good background foliage that's reliable and evergreen, but then they do get these cute little flowers, so I think they have improved in my eyes. Lots of work to do over there, a bit of weeding and thinning to do. The crepe myrtle is looking good. I hope it puts on some growth over summer, and the straw flowers look really nice. I'm hoping they get quite tall. I've never grown them before. These are these 2 masses of breadseed opium poppies that I need to, oh, there's another one I need to thin down desperately. The spirea in between. This ivy geranium is flowering. I've got masses of self-seeded cosmos all over the place. And here's this section that needs weeding and thinning and pulling and trimming. But the hollyhock is meant to be there. And this is the bed, the official bed of cosmos. It's looking good and didn't get affected by the frost. Some big weeds. Thistle hiding the sedum. Look at these big thistles. And the yarrow achillea will be flowering soon. I've got some budded up delphinium around this section. I had 2 dahlias here that were doing really well until that frost, and I believe they will come back, but yeah, that was disappointing. That set them back. This path is looking a lot better since I weeded it. There was lots of weeds in the lamb's ear. And I finally started, this is a tray of creeping thyme that I'm gonna grow in between the stepping stones. So I've just started planting that out. I like the mix of Iceland poppy and cornflowers. And lots of hollyhocks promising their flowers. I've trimmed back the wisteria. Snapdragons. And another Sunday Fraise hydrangea. And coneflowers, which will be flowering soon. This is a pretty rose, and it will need cutting right back when it's done. More rogue sunflowers everywhere. And the lupins have done well for me this year. And I really like the pretty colours I have there. Penstemon here is about to flower, and I put 2 penstemon here. These foxgloves didn't do so well over the winter, and so they're more like dwarf foxgloves. I just noticed I have what appears to be baby foxgloves. Now I did have foxgloves here a couple of years ago, so maybe they've sprouted. I didn't plant all of those, that's for sure. So this is a good angle to see the climbing rose, which is in its full glory there. And it's got a subtle perfume, but it certainly does fill the air. I can even smell it with my snuffly nose. And I did spend some time in that hammock yesterday reading a book. Although I was watching the garden more than reading, I think. Another English lavender which I want to propagate so that there's a matching one on this side. Hoping by the next video or the one after that I would have prepped this area to extend this garden out. It's very cool. I think it's about 10 degrees at the moment. Even though we're in late spring, I feel certain this has been an unusually cold spring. So that's late spring in central Victoria.